How's it going, Stocktwits Nation? Shout out to Stocktwits and shout out to the Daily Rip going live right now. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Sean Dekmar. Thank you so much for joining us today over on this Daily Rip, and we're really just getting ready for this week ahead. Can you feel it? Can you feel the excitement as we're getting ready for the end of 2024, bringing in 2025, getting ready for this Thanksgiving? You know what I'm thankful for, people? Quantum. Quantum is what I'm thankful for. Getting ready for the quantum era. I mean, I might want to take a few steps back right here at this moment. We're already taking a look right now at this moment at QTUM. QTUM, this stock is already absolutely blowing up at this moment, and it really has, I want to say, led from the IONQ exposure. People are always searching. They're always asking me. They're always asking everyone out there, typing over on Google, taking time off their OnlyFans and asking themselves at this moment, what is the next big run? I mean, I know Bitcoin's hot right now. I know things that AI was hot for 2022, 2023, even into 2024. But what's the next big trend? I think that's the answer that everyone's always looking for. Is there a new crypto coin? Is there some new picture of monkey we can buy? Is there what's going to be able to be that next big investment? And right now, what everyone is saying is quantum computing. Now, I got some pros, I got some cons. I think I could go in every single direction while I'm thinking about quantum computing. But number one top gainer today is QTUM. I actually just traded this morning, was able to get it on the upside and downside, was able to make a few $100 on it. But that's what it comes on down to when we're talking about volatility. When we're taking a look at the next big exposure of type of action that could be able to be generational wealth. Hey, what's your feelings on this already? Number one, we could take a look over on the quantum computing era, and we could be thinking about what are the positive things. The positive things is we are so early, it is absolutely unbelievable. If you want to bring up not only QTUM, but we also are going to be having RGTI today. That's a quantum computing stock. We can also be taking a look over on IONQ. That's a quantum computing play. Now, as the hype is building on up, as this excitement builds on up, it more comes on down to the possibility. Now, for anyone who does not know, stocks move not off of, again, what's happening right now, but off future value. When we actually think about what's actually happening in the stock market, why are stocks moving, why are stocks breaking on down, it's because of our expectations in the future. When we, again, ask ourselves, what do we think is going to be happening, that's going to lead towards traders' mindsets triggering of, I want to be able to get rich. Let me buy something right here and right now at this moment. I'm going to be very honest. The majority of people have no idea what quantum computing is. The majority of scientists who actually work on quantum computing don't even know how it works. We're talking about different bit rates moving in all different directions, being able to solve equations that, again, our minds can't even handle. We're starting to get into something so crazy and so scientific, so mathematical. When we're talking about these algorithms, I'm having trouble just speaking about it. Now, we take a look at these huge moves like IONQ. Want to bring up over a chart over on IONQ. Since July, we have been able to move up nearly 200%. It's been absolutely ridiculous. And you might be saying to me, myself at this moment, I mean, we don't even have a true quantum computing that is actually, again, figuring out these problems. But remember, it's about the hype. It's about the future value. It's about what could be coming on up in the future. We know how investors work. We know how day traders work. We know how retail traders work. We know how Wall Street bets traders work. We want to get in on what's the now. We want to talk about what's the excitement at this moment. So when we're taking a look over on quantum computing, even though, again, it may not be something that's actually plausible happening in this exact moment, it could be happening in the future. And that's why we take a look over on these plays. Bring up a chart over on RGTI today as well. That's another quantum computing play. Now, the fact is, if you are a quantum computer believer, if you're an AI believer, if you are a crypto believer, if you are whatever, I will never say it. I will never say that that is stupid, that, again, this is dumb, that I would never invest into it. I learned about that a very long time ago when we're talking about cryptocurrencies because you know what? At first, back in 2018, 2019, I was heavily against crypto. I said, hey, this is phony baloney to me. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Just like a lot of other investors were when they first started. But you know what I learned? It doesn't matter how silly me as an individual thinks of something. Because you know what? If there are hundreds of other millions of people out there that are buying it, there's money to be made. And that's what it comes on down to the end of the day. When I didn't first believe in Bitcoin and I said, I really don't know, again, how great this is going to be, people were getting involved into it and now we're getting retired. And then guess what happened? We started seeing coming out with these new coins, Ethereum and Solana and this and that. And I said, you know what? Oh, man, now we're coming out with new coins. I don't believe in it. Guess what? Other people started buying it and now they're retired. And then we came out with these NFTs and people said, oh, hey, buy a picture of a monkey. And I said, oh, hey, that is stupid. I would never do that. And then again, 6 months later, they're again making hundreds of millions of dollars. And then again, we have, oh, metaverse, buy this, buy this. What I want to say, even when it comes down to crypto, and that's an extreme example, but when we're talking down to artificial intelligence and we're coming down to quantum computing, even if something you don't understand right now at this moment, it doesn't matter about you as one little fish in a ginormous ocean. What we want to be able to understand is that ocean current's going to be going, and you want to be riding the tide. You want to be catching the big kahuna, baby. So the thing is, we don't want to miss out on what could possibly be coming up in the future. So everyone does have to write down at this moment IONQ. We have to be writing down at this moment RGTI. We have to be writing down at this moment QTUM. Because at the end of the day, people are making money with or without you. And that's what it really comes on down to at the end of the day. Are you willing to be able to get in early for these upcoming big time moves? Now people might be saying to themselves, well, is there anything else other than quantum computing? Well, yeah, there's always things that are good, could be popping on up left and right. There could be, again, other crypto coins. There could be other trends that are going to be happening. There might be the next step of AI. You want to go on that example? Let's go. Guys, we could be digging in these holes all day if you want to. What is the next cycle of AI? We talk about artificial intelligence. I know, again, we talk about generational wealth. NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been absolutely insane in every single way. But you know what's going to be coming on up next, which probably you have heard of maybe every now and then? What about Palantir? PLTR. Really starting to catch some fire. Now, I am currently sitting in on Palantir at the price of $30.08. I jumped in on the last week of August, first week of September, that time. Now, I'm going to break down exactly why I think Palantir is such a good long-term hold. But as a retail trader, you might want to be taking some profits here pretty soon. Palantir is what I like to think about the next step, the next cycle of artificial intelligence. AI is here to stay. Just like, again, when people said, oh, the internet's a bubble, the internet's this. Guys, the internet is progressive, always, again, getting better and better year after year, decade after decade. That's how I believe AI is going to be. I think AI, again, got a lot of hype. It got a little bit of too much retail traders, big money flooded into AI. And maybe, again, I'm talking crazy here. Maybe I'm taking crazy pills at this moment. But AI, to me, hasn't personally changed my life too much just yet. Now, that's not me hating AI. I like Palantir. I like NVIDIA. Hey, money's money. As we already talked about before, guys. I don't care if you want to call something stupid or not. It doesn't matter. It's making people cash. So, but you know what? At this exact moment, AI has not changed my life in too much. But you know what? People are still making money. But I do believe as AI progresses, just like the internet progresses, we will be able to get more money. We will be able to get better investments. We will be able to get better technology where there will be life changing. You know why I like Palantir so much? Is Palantir is it's the building block. It's the roots. Guess how people made money on NVIDIA? It goes all the way back to the gold rush, baby. What happened in the gold rush? The gold rush was we moved out to the West. People said, I want a better life. I want to go find gold because I heard some guy out there with a cowboy hat and some tight jeans. He, again, was able to find some gold. Who made the most amount of money in the gold rush? Not people finding gold. Are you kidding me? Okay, you think I'm going to travel across the country and get shot down by some Native Americans because, again, I want to, find some gold? No, it's the person, again, selling the shovels. You sell the shovel to this guy. Yeah, go for the gold rush. Sell the shovel to this guy. Hey, go for the gold rush. Hey, sell a shovel. Guys, again, the shovel business is on fire. Guess what, NVIDIA? Hey, you want to be part of AI? You want to, again, be able to make money on artificial intelligence? This is where you want to go. Hey, step up in line. You want to get AI. You want to get AI. NVIDIA, again, all they did was to be able to make hundreds of billions of dollars was just to sell chips. They sold AI chips, selling shovels to the artificial intelligence gold rush. That's what it was. That's what it was all about. That's how they were able to make their money. That's how they were able to make the cash. Now, guess what? Palantir is next in line. Palantir is the software. Palantir is the base. Palantir is what you can build on top to actually create AI. NVIDIA was only cycle one, was only step one in the cycle. When we're taking a look at Palantir, Palantir is going to be the software now that you need to be able to create AI, to be able to create these, again, real usage. That's what we want to be able to understand. That's what we want to be able to see here. So the thing is, when we have Palantir, now we're having the software all set for cycle number 2. Cycle number 3 would be services inside AI. But I think, again, when we're talking about AI, and I'm saying right now at this moment, AI hasn't changed my life in any sort of way, I think it's because it's so early. It's so quick. Remember, internet's been around for, 50 years now? Right? And it's still progressing. But we really didn't see that boom until the early 2000s. Still, there was internet before that, right? Same exact thing when it comes to AI. AI, I mean, it's been around for 3-4 years, basically? We, again, had a first big little boom, but we still haven't gotten to the actual real-time usage yet. And I think that's really crazy to be thinking about. And I know right now already when we have this discussion, if we're talking about, crypto, if we're talking about real usage over on AI, if we're talking about quantum computing, we're looking for opportunities. We're looking for different places where we could be able to park our money, be able to sit back, and allow us to be able to trade. Now, for myself, I'm a day trader. I like getting in. I like the early action. I like bringing the energy every single day, as you can tell. I mean, I feel even right now in this little tiny box, I feel a little cooped up. I want to be able to go out and be able to help you guys be able to make cash and be able to make you guys money. So let's talk about another upcoming trend that people might be looking at this moment. If that's Palantir with the next cycle of AI, if that is what we already talked about with quantum computing at this moment, as we already talked about kind of just touching up over on Bitcoin at this time. We'll come back to Bitcoin in a little bit. But what about another trend? What's something right now that it's starting to get a little excited? I'm looking around right here at this moment because I want to make sure no one's getting into my bubble. What about the space race? The space race at this moment. We have heard about that. We have seen about that. And things are, again, already starting to heat up. Now, when I say the word space race, this is another thing that people already start jumping the gun. And they start asking themselves, Deck, this sounds so stupid. This sounds so dumb. You're telling me again we're going to have space race? Hey, guess what? You could say it's stupid as much as you want. There's people buying monkeys for $500,000 2 years ago. Nothing is stupid in the stock market. So when we're talking about the space race, what I'm actually bringing up right now is RKLB, Rocket Lab. Some of you guys have probably seen this play, probably heard about it already. Now, I want to talk about what the space race is because I feel like there's a lot of, fugazi, there's a lot of fairy dust out there about what the space race is actually all about. The space race is not about launching up into your satellites and strapping in Matthew McConaughey with Interstellar and going through wormholes. We're not talking about landing on meteors at this moment. We're not talking about that. We're not that advanced. Maybe when we're a little bit older. But really, again, what the space race is all about is there is going to be rocket companies, rocketeering companies, that who is going to be the most stable, who is going to be the most consistent, who is going to be the most affordable, who is going to have the highest frequency of success and the highest frequency of launching rockets. At this time, if you guys do not know, there are currently 5,000 satellites orbiting above our heads at this moment. 5,000. Over the next 10 years, they plan on putting over 50,000 satellites. When we're talking about the blue chips like Apple, we're talking about Microsoft, we're talking about NVIDIA, they actually want their own private servers. Imagine, again, having billions of dollars and you're still using these different servers off these different satellites. Coming on up here, a lot of these Fortune 500 companies want to launch their own satellites, have their own servers, have their own privacy, have their own networks. Imagine using the Amazon network. Imagine using the Apple network instead of maybe going through these different providers. So who's going to launch those satellites? Who's going to be able to attach those rockets for an affordable price? Who's going to be able to attach those satellites for the cheapest, the most frequent, has the highest chance of success? Well, SpaceX, obviously one of the top stocks out there, one of the top dogs out there. But unfortunately, SpaceX is private. Can't get involved into it. So guess what people have been doing? Head on over to Rocket Lab. Over the past 12 months now, we've seen Rocket Lab be able to shoot up over 300%. Are you absolutely kidding me, guys? Spicy rockets, baby. Heat me on up. Get some again. Get some oil in between these arms and shoot me on up there. This is how we're able to make these gains. Now, while I say this, and I'm talking about Rocket Lab, and I'm talking about IONQ, and I'm talking about PLTR, there's one thing, again, that we do need to discuss. Just because I say buy something, or not even buy something, even though I'm talking about how great they could be in the future, every single one of these plays is having their first little run. We do want to check the RSI. We do want to check that they are slightly overbought at this moment. If you guys want to have one of the best chances of success in stock trading, especially with long-term investments, change your charts over to a monthly chart. When you change your charts over to a monthly chart, and the best way to do this is do this off the S&P 500. Go to the S&P 500 right now, go over to a monthly chart, and then one of the most popular indicators that there are is the 50-day moving average. 50-day SMA, simple moving average. You will realize that the larger the time frame, with the most popular indicators out there, 50-day, 200-day simple moving average, are always going to be the best areas for dip buys. On the S&P 500, we could see some of the best dip buys are back in 2020. We could see some of the best dip buys is back in 2018. We could see some of the best dip buys are early on, just riding up that 50-day moving average. A lot of people use the 50-day moving average or 200-day moving average on the 1, 2, 3, 5-minute time frame. To me, it's not good in any sort of way. And the reason why it's not good in any sort of way is because it changes every single time frame. It changes on the 1 minute and the 2 minute and the 3 minute and the 5 minute. The VWAP stays initially the same, and that's why I like using the VWAP so much on those shorter time frames. When I go to these large time frames, I want strength. The stronger the time frame, the larger the time frame, the better and more strength we're going to be having. So I want to be using the most popular indicators, the 50-day moving average, the 200-day moving average, and the VWAP. And usually the best dip buys for these blue chip plays, or again, even these upcoming startups. Go back to, again, the 50-day moving average on a monthly chart, and you will have a best chance of success. Same exact thing with the S&P 500 right now. I'm not sure exact price, but when you take a look on those areas, that's when you guys are going to have, a lot of success being able to get in on entries that you can trust, an entry that you feel good about. But right now, again, guys, people basically start falling in love with plays. People start falling in love in plays left and right. And I know you've been there before. I've been there before, where, again, you don't allow anyone to tell you anything different. If you love Rocket Lab, that's great. Start averaging in, but wait for dip buys to be able to buy back in some more. If you love IONQ, that's great. But you think I'm going to buy a stock right now that has an 84 on the RSI? Wait for a little bit of a pullback, get a little bit of a dip buy, then start, going in on these plays. These are things that you guys must understand. These are things that you guys must be able to gauge to actually get good averages, good entries, to be able to have long-term success. Well, what is the most successful investment of 2024 at this moment? Some people are going to hate me even saying it, but obviously Bitcoin. Bitcoin, guys, what are we up in Bitcoin right now? Can you bring that on up? What is year to date over on Bitcoin? I want to say maybe 300+%. Now, obviously, again, I could talk about micro caps and these smaller plays, and we could see over 300% plays every single day. And I love those garbage plays, seeing them spike on up and short them right back on down. But when we're talking about Bitcoin on how much year to date that these plays are bringing in, now, I know not everyone is comfortable with their cryptocurrencies. That's fine. You're saying to yourself, hey, how do I open up this exchange or this exchange? What's a cold wallet? What's a warm wallet? Where the heck do I go to be able to get my crypto coins? Where can I buy my monkey? The thing is, we could be able to correlate what's going on with Bitcoin and bring it on over into the stock market so we can just feel a little bit more confident when we're trading. A lot of traders right now, this is not going to be perfect in any sort of way when I say this, but a lot of people right now are calling MicroStrategy, MSTR, the Bitcoin stock. Now, why are they calling that? Well, obviously, they're taking a look at Saylor. And what we're having here is we have MSTR, essentially a company. Imagine a Fortune 500 company that is leveraging their success off what Bitcoin does. That's pretty nuts. That's a pretty crazy business investment. That's a pretty wild way to live your life. To say, hey, we have hundreds and millions of dollars and we are going to go off of how Bitcoin performs. Right now, MSTR, MicroStrategy, is actually one of the heaviest shorted plays right now. Citron Group just actually loaded up on a massive short over on MSTR. Now, why did they do that? Well, because Bitcoin's coming up to 100,000. As Bitcoin's coming up to 100,000, that's a massive resistance line. If you guys do not know, we have to understand psychological resistance. 25,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000. These are areas where we start seeing selling, where we start seeing pullbacks, where we start seeing reversals. A break of that 100,000 level, those shorts are getting squeezed. Citron could be, again, all of a sudden start getting really scared, real nervous, real quickly, right? We start seeing Bitcoin start pushing on up. MSTR starts pushing on up. But what about some of these smaller guys? After the election, when Bitcoin started getting ripping, running, spiking, climbing, some great profits came in on even some smaller plays. BTCT, BTCS. Take a look at BTCT right after the election. This play, I believe, went all the way from $5 all the way up to $30, and again, 3 days. You have to start thinking outside the box. When we start seeing these hot moves, and we start seeing these global events, these big reasons on why certain plays are ripping and running, everyone's starting to do little dances here and there, you got to realize that, connect the dots. If I wake up tomorrow and all of a sudden I see, oil prices sky high, I'm going to be looking for low float oil plays. And again, that's just a small little example. We saw that literally 3 weeks ago, Trump won. Trump said, I want the United States of America to be the cryptocurrency powerhouse. I want cryptocurrency to live here in the United States. This is going to be the mainland of, again, the crypto world. Guess what happens? Put the pieces together. BTCS starts going crazy. BTCT starts going crazy. We start seeing Bitcoin start going crazy. We see, again, the entire crypto market wake on up. We start seeing MSTR start going crazy. So MSTR starts going wild at this moment. Some people are shorting. Some people are long. But now you also might be saying, hey, Dek, hey, I got a smaller account. I'm a little peasant. I don't have much money. Whoa. I'm not calling you that. That's what other people are saying, not me. I didn't call you that. But the thing is, if you're saying to your moment, hey, I want to look for something other than MST, what I would look at is look at SMST. SMST. This is a inverse 2x bear account of MSTR. So a lot of people are looking over on MSTR right now and saying, hey, this is a big play. I can't afford this. This is, again, he's talking about something that I would need so much money unless I want to do some crazy option contracts. Look at SMST. This is an inverse 2x bear account. Now, you might be saying, I don't even know what you just said. You know what? Let me explain it. What this entire play is, what this entire ETF here, it is going to do opposite 2 times of whatever MSTR does. So if we actually take a look at MSTR, we could see that we have exploded over the past month. SMST has dropped over the past month. Now, if you are a person that is saying to yourself at this moment, hey, I think Bitcoin's going to reverse soon. I'm not a Bitcoin believer. I think this thing is about to come crashing all the way on down. We're going to see Bitcoin start falling off its rocker pretty soon. Oh man, this imaginary money. Are you guys kidding me? This thing's going to be dumping. Well, if that's the person you are, start loading up on SMST. Because not only, again, is it better, I think, than going after MSTR, you get 2 times more. 2 times more on a more affordable play, on a smaller cap play that's going to be able to have more volatility. That's going to be something that maybe you guys want to be looking at. So these are some ideas that as we start progressing into, again, this week, as we start progressing into the end of the year, as we start seeing Bitcoin and quantum computing and Rocket Labs, as we start getting a little bit more excitement, make sure that you guys are all set, ready to go. I know the S&P 500 is coming up towards record highs. Statistically speaking, Thanksgiving is actually one of the best weeks there are for the S&P 500. Over the last 50 years, we progressively have moved up during this week. So that's something to be aware of. But how is the end of the year going to be? I mean, end of the year, guys, we do have at this moment, we have Santa Claus rally coming on up. We have Black Friday coming on up. Black Friday usually a pretty good day in the stock market, even though it is only a half day. But it's going to have retail sales. It's going to have people spending, consumer spending. We already know it's happy holidays right now, guys, right? We know we have Christmas coming on up. We know we have Hanukkah coming on up. We know we have Black Friday coming on up. What's going to happen over the next 20 days? I'll tell you right now. What's going to happen is people are going to be spending. People are spending. Talk about economic growth. Talk about businesses getting profits and revenues. Which way, again, are these companies going to be going? Up. Again, we don't need quarterly earnings to understand that. Remember, what did I talk about in the very beginning? It's future value, understanding of how psychology works. It's about understanding the big fish, not yourself. Every single day, if you sit down and you say, oh, what am I going to trade today? Guys, at the end of the day, you're a small little fish in the ocean. I want to understand what the sharks are trading. I want to understand, again, where the whales are going. Because they are going to be able to lead the tide. They're going to be able to help create which way this market actually goes. When you wake up every single morning, you shouldn't be saying to yourself, hey, which way should I be buying? What should I be getting myself in? I sit down in my chair and I say, where's everyone else going? What is the mindset thinking of? So that's where you have to start adjusting. That's how you have to start thinking to yourself, okay, which way is this momentum truly going to be going towards next? I really appreciate, again, Stocktwits Nation right here joining in. I hope you guys are already enjoying this and already enjoying this action. And I plan on doing a lot more shows here over on Stocktwits. I hope you guys are loving the energy, loving the excitement. I hope you guys love the value. I hope you guys love the education I'm bringing on over every single day. But hey, when we go live, make sure, again, you guys hit us on up. You guys can hit me up over on my Twitter as well. Watch me trade every single day. But Stocktwits Nation, I appreciate you guys joining in right here. Thank you so much. We got a lot of great info coming up towards the end of 2024 and into 2025. So other than that, Thanksgiving's coming on up right around the corner. I'm thankful for you. Stay beautiful. I love you. Let's get out of here.